All right. Peace and love, family. What's going on? We are live. It is your boy, Mario Quinn, and we are here with yet another episode of the Level Up Podcast. And family, I must say, I am very, very excited for this episode 117. It's going to be a banger, I promise you. But I hope you all had a great Monday. I hope you were being positive and had a happy day. Happy Mother's Day yesterday. Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers. Hope you had a great time and enjoyed your very special day. But without further ado, family, we got to get to the podcast. So I'm really, really excited to introduce our guest for 117, my girl, Anni. How you feeling?
Oh, I'm feeling lovely, man. Feeling lovely.
I appreciate it. And I appreciate, family, y'all need to know that she was here an hour early, okay? She is setting the standard for what it means to be a Level Up Podcast guest. So I appreciate that.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you for that and everything like that. But just let the people know, I know you, we've met quite a few times. Never really had a deep conversation or anything like that, so I'm glad to do this. But let the people know who you are and what it is you do here in the city.
So, I'm Anni, the Neo Soul Songstress. I'm a woman with many hats. I say, first off, I have a talk show called For the Love of Music Talk Show, which I interview guests all around the world on YouTube and on Facebook. Secondly, I'm a songstress and I sing for, a band that I'm forming called Rhythm of the Night Fusion Band, along with Ben Blakey. And I also sing for Wisdom World Beat Reggae Band. And I'm also an actress for Jazz Bean Entertainment.
Jazz Bean?
Wow. You do a lot. And so I have a few questions, and I apologize I'm on my phone. I'm just trying to board a lot. But just to look at comments and stuff. And family, if you're tuning in, please feel free to comment and ask questions if you'd like. That is totally cool. So in doing so much, can you talk about that moment that happened for you when you realized, well, first, what did you start off with first? And how did you come into finding that passion for it? And where did these other creative outlets come from? Where did that come from?
Well, I started off learning how to play instruments.
Okay.
And then I say throughout school and everything. And then I learned how to sing. And then and then I guess acting I wanted to be like my older sister. Shout out to Cherish Award. Like, I wanted to be like her when I was younger. And I was like, look, I want to do everything she wanted. And I seen her in the high school plays, and I was like, in the middle school plays, and I was like, I want to do that. I want to be able to, do my dance, say, hey, this is me. I wanted to have that outlet. Like, I was a very quiet child, and I wanted to be able to have an outlet to release all of that stuff, all of that energy and stuff.
That's what's up. So, in terms of like music, did you start off as a solo artist, or were you always like in a band, or how did that come to fruition?
I started off as a solo artist, like around Pittsburgh. I was a frequent member of the Shadow Lounge.
Nice. Oh, great days.
Yeah, like frequent member of the Shadow Lounge, and I would sing. I started off in the jazz world, behind with Richie Cole and all of them. I say, yes, rest in peace, Richie Cole. But that's how I started off with jazz, and then about 2018, I ended up joining Wisdom. Like how they found me. Shout out to Earl Wisdom. How they found me was I was singing karaoke at a spot, and my homegirl, she posted a video of me singing Redemption Song by Bob Marley. And he was like, he left all these comments like, you already a female singer for the band and everything. He messaged me that day. I said, all right. And then within the same week, he said, look, I want you to come and audition for me. And little did I know that that audition would be live in front of people. I see at the Christian Clay Winery over in Uniontown. So I say learned the words to Man Down by Rihanna that same day, and the rest is history.
So what is that feeling? It's like, me being a person, I'm a solo artist, and I was in a rap group at one point.
Mm-hmm.
What is that feeling like, having that camaraderie with other people, being able to collaborate and bounce off ideas and be creative with each other? What is that feeling like for you?
Oh, it's awesome. Like, it's an awesome feeling.
Mm-hmm.
It's an awesome, like, and also people giving you ideas as far as what they think you would sound nice singing, or it's awesome, man. Especially if it's good vibes.
I feel like for me, it's like, because I used to have stage fright really, really bad. Right? So when I was in the rap group, I was like, oh, I'm cool because everybody with me. I'm not by myself. But now I do it by myself. But I've gained that experience. So I feel like being in a group helped me kind of like, build that confidence up and stuff like that. So,
that's that. That's basically what it did. It built my confidence up. Because first I was so scared.
Right.
Well, because
that audition had to be crazy. Did you obviously you nailed the audition.
Oh yeah, I knocked it out the park, baby.
Right. It's like clearly, because no, that's dope. So I'm interested in hearing your opinion on a subject that we hear a lot, especially when creative people do so many things. Right? A lot of times people are like, well, how are you gonna, how do you balance all this? How do you, how are you a dancer, a musician, and an artist, and this and that, all at the same time? You should only focus on one thing. What's your opinion on that kind of thought process, and also how do you balance it?
Well, I'll balance say this. I schedule certain days to do certain things, at certain times to do certain things.
You heard that, family. It's called a calendar.
Yeah, that's right. A calendar. We can do
being
it.
Organized.
You can do it. Yeah, you can do it. Like the way I say it, people. I know you say people say, "How can you do all that? How can you do it?" It's just organization,
right?
Organization, and I say the help of other people and stuff like that.
Having a solid system.
Oh yeah, definitely that.
That's good. Thank you. So, in terms of having that support system, found out you are a mother and everything like that. That is a lot, and also happy Mother's Day.
Thank you.
Where does that balance lie there for you? And how important is it for you to set that example for you? You know what I mean? In terms of being your creative self and using that energy to just flow like that.
Look, I believe that, I think about it like this, as far as, because she comes to the rehearsals with me a lot of the times with jazz band, and she learned my, funny thing is she learned some of my lines for the last production that we did and stuff. And thing is, as far as musically, I try my best to perform music that I would want her to hear, and create music that I would want her to hear. Positive vibrations, positive music.
No, that's beautiful. It's not enough of that, right?
Absolutely, God. Tell me about it.
And it's clear, right? We can see it in
Lord.
society. So, no, that's beautiful. And I think as a parent myself, is that's exactly what you want. You want your kids to look at you and say, "Oh, what my parents does is good."
Right.
And it's scary, because we're creatives too, so we try to test the waters and see what we do. But enough of that. So, what would you say in terms of your craft? What's the one thing that inspires you to keep going? Especially, we just went through a pandemic. There's a lot of, I feel like mental health is a thing that's coming up a lot. What are you doing, or what is out there that keeps you inspired, keeps you going forward?
I'll say as far as that, I say it's having a good, having a good support system, having good people around you, having good vibes around you, having good friends to tell you, the times that you feel like quitting, to remind you why you doing this.
Right. It's like keep going.
Yes, to remind you. They remind you why,
Right.
It reminds you why to keep doing this,
Mm-hmm.
and it's just like it reminds you who you are and what you do, and and some people, I say I've had moments where people even told me the impact that I've had on their life. Oh,
right. Go grab the Kleenex. No, I'm kidding. I'm sorry, I'd be asking you questions.
No, that's beautiful, man.
I had a conversation with a friend of mine today, brother of mine, and he was talking about that very thing. He was like, man, I was feeling down about what I do, and he was like, I was with somebody, or I met somebody, and kind of showed them what I do, and like they were like just really like in awe and like super proud and everything like that. And he was like, it made me want to work harder because it kind of reminded me why I was doing what I do. And I think, especially the impact thing. For me, it's like I'm like, oh God, but because I get all nervous and shit. Like people don't notice that, but I be real nervous and stuff. But I have so appreciate changed my life and this and that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's the reason why, for me, and like I think we all need that. We need that, like, people to remind us, like, yo, what you are doing changes lives.
Yes.
And that's the beautiful thing about art. And I just love it so much.
Aww.
I'm sorry.
I say, give him a Kleenex. Come on.
And family, if you just now tuned in, thank you everybody who's tuning in. Thank you all for the comments as well. But this is episode 117 of the Love Up Podcast. We got Anni May in the building. And if you'd like to ask a question, please feel free to ask the comment. We are on YouTube and we are on Facebook. So ask a question, leave a comment, and we got you. All right, Anni May. So you got a lot of things going on. My last question about how you got into stuff, and we're going to get into the good stuff that you told me about and things. But in terms of the show, you have your. Do you consider it a podcast or a talk show? Or?
Yeah, it's a talk show.
Talk show.
Yeah.
So tell me what was the motive behind it? What was the thought process? What is that about? What do you want the people to know?
Well, I was inspired by a couple people in my circle. Number one being being big Chaz Williams, Chaz Burke. He does a really nice talk show that's on Brad City. My other friend, Stephon, he has Stephon Braxton. He has a show that just got an Emmy Award. That was motivation right there. And then Ben Blakey over there. He has a Myron Fisher. He has a show called Table Read Talk, and just watching them doing their thing, right. And then also my boy S-Man Sterling Jones. He has a radio show that he does. Shout out to my boy, but yeah, and Malik Long.
He watching right now.
Yes, I'm Malik. I know he watching. But yeah, I think it's he has a talk show too, and just seeing everybody around me with talk shows and stuff. I'm like, yeah, it inspired me to start, to start doing it. And I'm like, you know what? And part of me was thinking, I go through social anxiety. So I was like, I was thinking about like, I'm going to do something that, I said I'm going to do your radio show so I can have my face and everything. Right. But I was like, you know what? I said Facebook ain't got the little thing where you can do the audio file and then because they used to have the little thing that was like you could set it up like a podcast or whatever. And I said, oh, they took that down. I said, I'm gonna have to show my face. I said, all right, you know what? I'm gonna just go for it, and I just did it, and I say the first couple episodes were like, oh, right. And then the next couple episodes were like, oh. Right. But you know,
right.
Just how you would describe it.
I was like, this is my 117th podcast, and yet I still get nervous.
Exactly. I'm on my like 50th episode, and I still
right. I think though it's like, it's a standard thing. It's like, I want to make sure I look as best as
right,
say the best things, and my guest is happy. You know what I mean?
That's
So that's if you ain't a little nervous about it, it ain't worth doing. So I appreciate that. So Anywho, Anime, you have a lot of things going on. One thing in particular, I know you have some new things popping off with music, and so I need to know what's going on. Tell the people what you got coming. Give us everything. Here we go.
Okay, here.
Look at him.
Me and my buddy here, Ben Blakey over here. I say we got a Myron Benjamin Blakey Fisher. We have a band that we are forming that's going to be called Rhythm of the Night Fusion Band. It's going to be, I say, and also Malik. And shout out to Malik Long and Dale Mack.
Nice.
I say, because they, I say they're involved in the band too. And it's like, I said, we all came thinking this was like, the three of us, it was like, well, me and Ben first first came together, it was like, yeah, we should do like first we were thinking like like how they do acapella type of things. And we think about that first, but I was like, no, man, no. I said, you can't do the acapella without, you gotta have something that's keeping the rhythm and the tune and the rhythm, the melody. And I said, no, hold up. I said, you know what, I play keys. I play keys, And I said, I know a drummer too. I said, my drummer, shout out to Dale Mack. I went to band camp with him.
Oh, nice.
I was a band nerd. So years and years ago, I know him because I went to Langley, he went to Alderdice and everything. But yeah, we all just decided to come together. It's like, we're all creative minds and good vibes and stuff. And I was like, let's come together and do something.
You said Malik's in this band too?
Yeah.
That's like Malik Long,
Malik Long.
Dapper Cool.
Dapper Cool.
That's my dude. I love him, man. So how many people are in this band?
There's four. That's me. That's myself. There's myself. There's Ben Blakey. We are the, I said we, work together on the, the marketing things and stuff like that. And there's Malik with his lovely voice, and he got that falsetto. he got that Smokey Robinson sounding voice, and then you got Ben Blakey with his very white sounding voice. So then you got me with this, with my, I don't know, I say Anita Baker, Tracy Chapman type of thing. And then and then I play keys too. I play just about every instrument, but then you got Mac there. I say, and Mac he be playing. He got an electric drum set. I'm like, the rest is history. I say we are Rhythm of the Night.
Nice.
I said it came from that that cool ass Elder Bard song.
Love it. So what is in terms of you guys' sound? You might have said this and I might have missed it. What the sound that you're trying to create with the band, like what's the vibe that you're trying to give?
It's an all around vibe. Like we try to create music for everybody.
Right.
Like not just as hip hop, R&B, soul, rock, country. We do everything. And forever.
So have you guys dropped anything yet? Have you put anything out? Anything outside of just formulating the band?
We haven't put nothing out yet, but our first show is gonna be, it's gonna be May the 21st at the Fun House, which is small.
Oh, nice.
Oh yeah, Millville Music Festival got us in that joint. I said, it's gonna be it's gonna be dope. It's gonna be at 3:00, right there. What's the 400 Lincoln Avenue in Millville. So that's gonna be our
debut.
Let's
go. So we have a few comments, no questions, but I do want to acknowledge everyone who commented here on Facebook. We got, of course, Malik Long. He just said, yo, y'all. my boy Jordan Howard, aka Sweater Bob, Howell, excuse me. He says, Annie Mae, I love you.
I love you too, Sweater Bob.
And then, we got our boy Barbados Black. He says, congratulations on the band. Thank you guys for the love. We appreciate you so very much. So I'm excited. I'm excited to see what you guys do. I have a very strange question. I hope it's okay to ask.
What's up?
Walk me through a rehearsal with you guys. The first 10 minutes of a rehearsal with the new band. Who's late? That's what I would know. Who's late?
Don't play that.
Wait, who late?
Don't play that.
I'm
We
just
don't really
kidding.
play that, but
I'm just kidding.
we don't really play that, but yeah, no.
Yeah.
I
No,
said,
but like, no, it's all seriously. Like, you know, what's the vibe? Like, how do you guys get into it? Is it just like, you know, because sometimes you just jam. Sometimes, you know what I mean? Like,
oh,
what's that
see.
creative process like?
I say, you know, get medicated first.
Nice.
I said my herbalist, straight up.
You gotta do.
Straight up, that's what, you know, and then it's just so pretty much, you know, just pretty much what we gonna do first. Just go straight into it.
Nice. So kind of like you guys just jam out.
We just
and
jam
figure
out,
the
like,
pieces you like, and then
yeah.
put it together. I love it. I mean, that's to me is like the best way to like create and like, especially collab with people. Just like, yo, let it happen. Like
Yeah.
get that from source. We don't need to think about
Right,
it. Let it
ain't
just-
got to, yeah,
you know.
just feel it as you know. I'm like, we just come together. Hey, what song did you come up with? The song idea you want to do? What
Right.
song idea you want to do? That's basically
Right.
what we did. We each came up with lists of songs that we want to do and stuff, and we, you know, brought it together.
Nice. So are you doing a combination of? Are you just doing covers, or are you doing original, or are you doing a combination of both?
I'm a combination of both. I know for this show we have coming up, I know that I say it's basically, you know, I say it's they're, you know, they're gonna be, you know, behind me as far as my, you know, they're gonna be as far as it will be my backup band
Right.
as far as that, you know, backup vocals and stuff. So it'll be it's I'm gonna be doing we're gonna be doing one of my originals called, you know, Black is Beautiful. And oh man, that's all. That's my baby. That song is my baby. It's been going all around the world, to Jamaica, to UK. You know, they've been playing it all around the world, and I just did not know that it would get the exposure that it did.
And then obviously it's never. It's like
I said,
Especially-
Whammo showing me
yeah,
love. I
yeah.
said, okay, Whammo.
right.
DJ Cold Blooded, I love you, baby.
Right. That's beautiful. So, in terms of like group, you know, you got the show, Mr. Smalls coming up in the Fun House, dope spot, by the way. I performed there before. You know, where do you, in your opinion, where would you like to see the band go? Maybe let's say in the next like year. Where do you see it?
In different cities,
Mm.
like outside of Pittsburgh too. You know, it's certain, you know, but music festivals like outside of Pittsburgh, you know, that's what I look, and you know, probably up there. I said I would love to just touring and touring. That's where I see it, touring the different cities and stuff like that, because like already, like I say, because of the talk show, we're receiving so much love from all over the United States. And even in like UK and Ireland. Yes, I was like, I say I interviewed a cool cat, Ruben from Ireland. So it's like over there and stuff. I'm like, Italy, it's popping in Italy. I said,
So is the show? Do you do it? How do you format? Is it like you do it like streaming live?
yeah, I do. Yeah, streaming live.
Okay,
Yeah,
so they can be wherever.
wherever. Yeah.
Oh, that's so dope. That's so dope. So that I love that. It's like the difference between. I mean, I wish I could bring people. Maybe one day to physically be here, but you know, I love that format because it keeps it loose and it allows you to reach, have accessibility to a lot of different types of people.
Yeah.
How important is it to you to have a platform like that to push your music and other things that you do?
Well, yeah, I believe it's important. It's, you know, I mean, I made the platform. It wasn't only for me. It was for the artists all around the world that, you know, I know they're finding as far as promotion. I know it's hard. I know it's hard out here. You know, we just went, like you said, we just went through a pandemic.
Right.
People struggling financially.
Right.
Hey, you know, and you know what? That's why it's for the love of music.
Right.
I just do it for the love of music. Even though I have like comedians on there and entrepreneurs on there and stuff. But yeah, it's for the love of music. I said it's very important. Yeah, I gotta keep it going now. I say 50th episode.
Yeah,
Gotta
you got
keep
to
it going.
listen. If you get over 10, I'm my one boy told me, he said, if you're doing a podcast or a show or anything like that, if you get over 10 episodes, that is a milestone. So you are doing very well.
You're doing great.
Thank you. Thank you.
I say long.
Please.
I am long.
I appreciate it. So I'm going to ask a fun question.
Okay, no.
Just to kind of loosen it up a little bit. Thank you for the hearts, people. Thank you for the hearts. We appreciate it. All right, so I'm going to do a this or that.
Okay.
Look at this one. Sugar grits or salt grits?
Sugar. Oh, I like sugar. I like sugar. Well, no, I like sugar and salt.
You like both?
Like versions. I like that buttery. Like I like the buttery.
You like the savory.
Yes, the savory, the buttery,
sweet savory kind of situation.
Yeah, like
with the chocolate.
Because I'll put some butter in it, and then I'll put some sugar in it, like a little bit of both. Like I like to even it out. I'm the same way with my oatmeal.
She just broke the matrix.
Yeah, you gotta like it. You know.
She just broke the matrix, y'all. She said both. I was about to be like, because I'm gonna eat salt drinks all day. I like my drinks, salt, pepper, cheese.
Well, yeah, they don't take bad with salt.
You know, stuff like that. But
shrimp. Oh, that sounds horrible.
But you never had a shrimp? You know, what's that place called? Carnies or Carnies?
Oh yeah.
They got the shrimp.
Look, I had
grits. Shrimp and grits is the firest grits I've ever had in my life.
I took my mom down there. They had some chicken and waffles. It was so bomb.
Everything they got is good.
Shout out to Carby.
Yes. All right, family. If you are just now tuning in, this is episode 117 of the Level Up Podcast. We got the Songstress in the building. Annie Mae. Yes. I'm gonna give her a couple of slow snaps. Please, if you like, leave a comment, ask a question. We're gonna be here for a little minute. All right, next question. I got one more silly one for you, and then I'm going to ask you a little bit about, a little more about the future, what the future holds for you and Ben and everything else. But fun question: you're on an island, that deserted island, and you can only drink 3 things. What are those 3 things? Yeah, I did it.
I say, of course, some water. I say one of them like water purifier things.
Yep.
That could turn like salt water or nasty water into this right here. And then I say, oh goodness, I say some food, of course.
Yeah, you got some canned goods. He looking like, man, y'all don't know. I know.
I say some herb. A plane or something.
I'm going home.
Y'all complain so I can go, when I want to go back, I can go back.
That's funny.
I said, yeah, a plane.
Yeah.
Can I bring a plane?
It's completely cool.
Yeah, exactly. Crazy.
All right, so third thing, so we got water. You said water, food, plant.
Yeah.
That's the third thing. Wonderful. That's great. All right, so I'd like to ask you a little bit about, what your plans are in terms of. I know I said, in here where you see yourself, but in terms of just like the trajectory of like releases and stuff like that, have you guys thought about how you want to release in music or content, whether that's just you guys performing at shows, nice videos? Have you thought about anything like that?
I'm thinking about it. Yeah, I say I know what. Yeah, I'm thinking about it. I see. I definitely want to do some, do some stuff for YouTube.
Okay.
Definitely want to do some stuff for YouTube.
Love it.
I say, and then I know, I say there's this year I'm getting I know that I had got casted in a movie called One Mic, and it's going to have Fredro Starr in it. Shout out to Coralie White. Yeah, it's going hopefully
what is it? Yeah, when is that gonna?
It's gonna be sometime this month or next month. Yeah.
Where that's dropping on Roku, Netflix?
I know that they're going to start the filming. Yeah.
Oh, they're just starting. Oh,
yeah,
I thought you just got casted.
Oh yeah, I just got casted.
Okay.
I was like,
I thought y'all was already done.
This
I thought y'all
and
closed
everything.
the film. Okay.
I said,
When that dropped?
No, they were I said people were laughing at me because I didn't know, I knew who Cuz was for the next first class. I was like, well, oh, that's the dude from the Moesha show, the cute guy. That was a little boyfriend. I said, he said, we're taking away your block card.
Hey, you know what? They should call it a black card. It's like a black passport. There's so many
I'm like,
levels
passport.
to be
I'm like, oh.
It's a passport, y'all. Levels to this.
Right. I'm like, yeah. But
Like,
shout out to Corley White. This is about the, I believe that's going to be the, take off for, for Rhythm on the night because they say, oh yeah, we want you, Cole. You gonna bring a band with you. I'm like, they really dug Black is Beautiful, and they was like, yeah, that song is tight, y'all. He's like, yo, bring your band with you. I'm like, oh, we gonna do the thing. Oh, we gonna do the thing, and Lord, rest is history.
man, I'm gonna give you a couple slow snaps. Anyway, you do so many dope things. I'm very inspired by you. I've always watching. You know what I mean? I think I saw you say something.
Look, I'm always watching you.
Even
from afar, I'm
right,
like, I like what he does.
Right.
I said, he's a man with many hats. You like to be a hustler, baby.
But we're winding down. I want to ask the most important question, but before I do that, I just want to make sure I give you your due diligence and allow you to speak on anything that maybe I didn't ask you or didn't come up that you want to let the people know. Now is the opportunity.
I say, did I miss anything? I'm looking like dumbfounded. I'm like, I ain't missed. Alright, I'm just making sure I ain't missed nothing.
Because sometimes, I'll do a podcast and we'll end it. No, man, I forgot to talk about my T-shirt line.
Oh, shout out,
you know what I'm saying? I just want to make sure, anything that you got going on that you want people to know, to be aware of, outside of what we discussed. If not, it's totally cool. We can get to my main question of the evening.
Okay.
That the podcast is good.
Alright, yeah, make sure you guys check out Jazz Beat Entertainment. I say, because I'm doing stuff with them too. I say they've been doing the murder mystery series. I say me and Blake here. I say we play detectives, and we played detectives in the stage play. So yeah, nice. Shout out to Stacey Allen and all them. Yeah, wow. I say wait a minute, hold up. Yeah, I do have something to say. Hey, I just know for real, cause it came to my mind. Like, hey, I said we get ready to bring in. I said we get ready to bring in a dope hype band from Atlanta. Like, yeah, shout out to Rich Music, man. I say I met him through Facebook, through my talk show and stuff, and he threw a radio station down there in Atlanta, and he be hype, man. I said he does like the dance hall, he does like the dance hall. Type of shows and stuff like that. I'm like, yo, I need somebody to say, come to the stage. Right. He got one of them real raspy voices. Right. Shout out to Rich Music, right? I say, yeah. But yeah, I say, yeah, that's what.
I love it. Give me 1 second. Tech guy is not in sight, so.
Ow!
No, it's because I'm getting back to the I'm like, man, you're not in here. Please stop on the live. Anyway, so anyway, we do here at Level Up. A lot of people don't know outside of events. Obviously, we do events and stuff, but our main focus has always been about inspiring young people. That means youth, that means young adults, and that means those who are young at heart. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We want to inspire them through creative arts, through creative expression. So we bring people on who we value as dope leaders in the community, who are the epitome of that mission, right? And so, with that being said, if there's a bit of advice that you can get to a young person or anyone out there who just maybe can't find their way within their craft or whatever, or maybe they want to get into music, or they want to get into doing a show or film or anything like that, what advice would you give to them?
I would say, first off, like, do it mine. It's okay, baby. I would say hold on. I would say if I could speak to my younger self, I would tell myself stay in school. I would tell myself focus on your craft. Get some mentors, get some good people to look up to. Get some mentors out there. Get some friends, get a support system definitely. Get some friends that that support your goals. If they don't support your goals, don't kick rocks. Yeah. And I just say, it's music and acting is a beautiful outlet. It's a beautiful outlet to release your anger, to release your frustration. Don't release it out on the streets. It's not worth it. It's not worth, it ain't worth all that. It ain't worth going to jail, none of that. Release it out on that music, because that music is what's going to take you forward. That's what's going to take you off the hook. Right.
I love it. So she dropped mic too. Y'all noticed that? She said I had to pull away.
No, because
That's real. Everything that's real. I appreciate that. All right, but before we get off, family, we want to say how thankful we are for y'all tuning in, those who are listening, those who are watching us live. Wonderful episode. But before we get off, I want to give you the opportunity to plug yourself. If people are just now being introduced to you, where can they find you on the internet?
Word. Okay. So you can check me out, I'll say, on Facebook under, I have two different pages. The one for my music is ANNIMAI, Annie Mae, the Neo Soul Songstress. And that's Annie Mae, the Neo Soul Songstress. And my talk show is FOR, For the Love of Music Talk Show. And it's also, yes, baby. And it's also on YouTube, FOR, For the Love of Music Talk Show. And you can also find me on Instagram, FOR, The Love of Music _, Annie Mae. Yeah.
Thank you, Annie Mae family. Of course, you can follow me, your boy Mario Quinn, at the Mind Quinn on all social media platforms. Please also follow Level Up Studios at Level Up PGH. Sign up for class, help us out. You know what we do. But without further ado, again, thank you, Annie Mae. It's been a pleasure to have you on the show. It's been too long. I should have did this earlier, so thank you. I appreciate you, and I'd like to be on your show.
Let's get it.
I got a lot of things to talk about. I got things going on.
Let's get it.
But anyway, family, thank you again for tuning in. It's your boy Mario Quinn, Level Up Podcast episode 117. Mario Quinn, Annie Mae, we up. Peace.
Hey, welcome to come.